controller has literal
Here we go.
aimbot.
Literally every controller player on the joystick goes.
There are many opinions about aim assist, some grounded in facts and many more stemming from emotion. People tend to have very strong feelings regarding aim assist, but let's try to remove ourselves from the emotion and previous beliefs regarding it and try to pose a solution that will satisfy all sides equally. First, let me prove to you without a doubt that aim assist is not fair in its current form and needs to be changed. In reality, there is only one aspect of aim assist that is problematic. That is instantaneous direction changes. Let me pit two hypothetically perfect players against each other, one on mouse and key and one on controller. These players both have perfect aim and a 200 millisecond reaction time. Both players are given an opponent. This opponent is strafing left. Both players are perfectly tracking the target, exactly the same. But when the opponent changes direction, things begin to change. The controller player's reticle corrects for this directional change immediately, but the mouse and key player is still tracking at the same speed as he was before that change. This is because, due to his 200 millisecond reaction time, it is only physically possible for him to react after 200 milliseconds have passed. But looking at the controller player, their reticle has already started going in the right direction before they are even aware of the change. Once 200 milliseconds have passed and both players can now react to the direction change, the mouse and key player flicks back to the target while the controller player does the same, a little slower than his mouse and key counterpart. As we can see, the controller player's cursor was on the player for longer than the mouse and key player, even with the mouse and key player's faster correction time. This advantage only compounds when the opponent changes direction more often. Since aim assist allows controller players' reticle to react at instant, inhuman speeds, it is simply and undeniably unfair. I agree, controller players need aim assist, but not like this. Controller's shortcomings need to be dealt with in a way that is skill-based, not a flat aim buff. Meaning at every moment through a fight, the main deciding factor is the player's skill and reaction time. Aim assist should be passive, not active. Now, how can this be fixed? Well, in theory it is very easy. If the only problem is instantaneous direction change, then just make the direction change not instantaneous anymore. Simple. In theory at least. I must confess I am not a game dev, but I do know a little bit about game engines. Implement a system that tracks which direction aim assist is moving the screen. If at any point the aim assist wants to change directions, disable it. Keep aim assist off until one of two things happens. 1. A set amount of time passes, something like 300 to 400 milliseconds. Or 2. The player manually changes directions themselves. When one of these conditions become true, turn aim assist back on. I call this system dynamic aim assist. The hardest part about coding this would probably be the system to capture which direction aim assist is pulling, but honestly, if that system is already in the game, which it very well might be, there is nothing holding Respawn back from implementing this. Not only would it make aim assist balanced, I believe it would satisfy both sides of the aisle and finally put this debate to rest for good. If you're thinking this change would be unfair in the face of crazy movement sweat players because they move inhumanly fast, so controller players need to be able to react inhumanly fast, all I have to say is watch this video. This guy's on controller. You can do everything movement-wise a mouse and key player can on controller now. On top of this, controller is dominating in high-level play. 93% of the top 30 Preds are on controller. And the thing is, many of these players have switched to controller from mouse and key because it is the superior input device to win 1v1s. There's clearly a massive problem here that needs to be addressed, and dynamic aim assist seems to me the best solution. So Respawn, will you implement this change?